There is certainly some concern in the US about how China is using its foreign investment in order to try to move forward with not just its economic but also its political objectives. Now, this is something the US is going to have to get used to because China is a very fast-growing economy. It is the second largest economy in the world, and its corporations, its financial institutions, its retail investors are all going to be looking to invest in the rest of the world. So China will be taking capital abroad. Now, the question is whether this capital, especially if it is funneled through state-owned enterprises and through state-owned banks, is furthering not just China's economic objectives, but also political objectives. In other words, is China trying to gain political influence through its investments? Now, to be honest, this is what the US at some level has been trying to do as well. So it's more a matter of the US getting used to the idea that it's not the only kid on the block anymore. There is another equally powerful kid coming along. And I think this is an issue that the two countries will eventually settle into. A more interesting issue is what happens with Chinese investments in the US. Here again, given that the US is a very dynamic economy, there are very strong companies here, and the US does provide many good investment opportunities for foreign investors. We are going to see more Chinese money coming in here. And this does raise some concerns in the minds of US lawmakers in particular, whether US national security is going to be compromised, whether the Chinese are essentially going to make inroads into US industries and then use their competitive advantage in a way that makes it difficult for US firms to continue producing in the US, say for instance by transferring technology from the US back to China. So these are concerns that are legitimate ones. There are procedures in place to try to make sure that at least national security is not compromised. There is the Committee on Foreign Investment into the US that vets each of these deals very carefully. But I think here again the US is going to have to get used to the fact and perhaps welcome Chinese investment rather than trying to say that this is all coming in with ulterior motives. I think there are very good economic reasons why China would want to invest in the US.